How you doing, YouTube? How you doing, TI family? This Reginald, I'm coming back at you. So basically tonight I just wanted to rant a little bit, get a couple of things off of my mind, get a couple of things off my chest. Now basically with this targeted individual program, as being targeted individuals, everybody's profile is different. Now, with me, right? Tonight, basically what I'm going to talk about is some of those triggers and show how we're usually, most of the time, everybody is conditioned to different things. Now, with this conditioning, the purpose of this conditioning is for them to present various types of triggers. So you will get upset, you'll get your blood pressure up, your heart rate up, and then therefore that'll take you to one certain point that they want. Now I'm still trying to figure out what's the exact purpose of getting you as being a targeted individual so upset. Now I know a lot of people here on YouTube, they talk about the religious aspect of that. Now I think that may have something to do with it, but also I'm looking at with this targeted individual program. If you notice about today's society, everybody is carrying around their cell phones. And anytime any individual is doing a crime or committing a crime and it's in a public area, if you notice, the first thing that everybody wants to do is to record that incident. Now, what I think is what's going on with this targeted individual program, I think if they can start getting you as being the individual or the targeted individual so upset and you end up committing some type of crime, at that time, that's when you're going to see all of those cell phones and everybody is going to be recording you. So there you go. You have all the evidence that the court system need to either lock you up in jail, place you in or either place you in some type of mental institution. The evidence is already there because everybody is going to record. Now, by everyone that's recording, and everybody is either a perpetrator, a gang stalker, or a handler, when they get ready to send this evidence back to those fusion centers or to the FBI connection or wherever they're sending those evidence, then from there they're going to probably most likely get paid even more money because they are actually able to produce some type of evidence. Now with this gang stalking, I believe that has a part in it. That's why everybody is following you all around at different times, but so they can actually tape the evidence, tape the crime that's going on. Now, today, I picked my sons up from school, and then I decided to take them out to this local restaurant. Now, when I went to this restaurant, notice I said with me and my kids, as soon as I pulled into the parking lot, I noticed one of the classic gang stalker cars. And I don't know about any other TIs, but that classic gang stalker car is the Kia Del Sol. That's one of the classic gang stalker cars. Now with this deal with the Kia Del Sol, that may be only in my profile, and it may also be in some of the other targeted individuals' profile. Now with these Kia Del Sols, I believe when you sign up for the Gang Stalker program, that's one of the vehicles that they give you for free. Remember what I've been saying. This is a government program. Now, what they do, they provide these individuals that participate in this gang stalking program, this perpetrator program, and this handler program. They provide them with vehicles. They provide some of them with places to live, whether it's apartment or a home. And they also provide them with the money aspect of it, whether it's in gift cards, whether it's in some type of pay, maybe something electronic, but that's also an aspect of it. Now, with that, I noticed as soon as I got into the parking lot, I noticed that Kia Del Sol. It was 6 of these same cars in the parking lot. And I'm just thinking, okay, it's not late. Okay, we went to this restaurant at 3 o'clock p.m. So I pull in and I already see the classic gang stalkers cars. As soon as I pull in, I already see my gang stalkers walking around. Everybody is talking on their cell phones, looking at their cell phones. Just pretty much, that's the act that everybody is playing their part. We're ready to perform. We're on stage. So that was the part. That's how it started. So as soon as I went in with me and my sons, then as soon as we got in, the gang stalkers was already there. They were already waiting. Now, when you observe these various types of situations, as being a targeted individual, just look around your surroundings. Some of the actors are really not that good, because you'll look and you'll see some of them laughing, making various movements, just getting your attention, the eye contact, because they already know what's going on. So at that point, I already knew, I told my sons that we were going to eat and then we were going to go ahead and leave from this establishment. So the gang stalkers was already set in place. We went ahead, we got our trays, our plates. We went ahead and we sat down and we started to eat. Now, when me and my son sat down, I picked the area that was almost empty. It was only a handful of people, maybe about 2 or 3 couples in our area. Now, by the time that we finished eating that meal, we were already surrounded by so many individuals. All of those individuals, or I'll say about 95% of those individuals, they were part of the game. They were sent there because they got the text or they got the message saying, hey, we have a targeted individual at this location and we need you there. Now, one thing that I'm still trying to figure out with this targeted individual program, I'm trying to figure out how these gang stalkers, perpetrators, and these handlers, how they receiving this app to know where you're located. Because if it seems like with this app or whatever they're using, it seems like everybody should know about it. But I'm still trying to figure out what make these people so special where they're allowed to receive this app. And that's one thing that I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if it's if you have to be a part of these various different types of organizations that I was talking about on one of my other videos. I don't know if you have to have some type of criminal background to be allowed to get this app, or then basically you're working for the state, or I don't know if this is an app that you have to purchase. Now, one thing that I'm starting to notice about my gang stalkers and my perpetrators, it seems that anytime a lot of these gang stalkers, there are the elderly people. Some of them may be even handicapped, or some of them may even have some type of mental illness themselves. And I'm still trying to figure out, why are they including the elderly? Why are they including the handicapped? Why are they including individuals that's mentally ill? Also, I see people out here gang stalking with their kids. And I still don't understand that aspect of it. Now, common sense will tell you, if I'm out here and I'm going to a restaurant where this individual is supposed to be on a terrorist watch list, that means that if you're on a terrorist watch list, that you most likely are a very dangerous individual. Now, why would I want to go to this restaurant and gang stalk an individual with my kids? Why would also, if I'm an elderly person and I can hardly move around or hardly have mobility, why would I want to be out here tracking someone that is dangerous? It makes no sense. So I'm still trying to figure out, is it the government controlling these people, or have they willfully volunteered for this program? Now, if these older people, these mentally ill people, or these handicapped people, if they're willfully volunteering for this program, to me, that's really not a smart thing to do. Because if you're out here tracking an individual that's supposed to be dangerous, then basically you don't know what situation you're getting yourself into, your family, or your kids. So this situation makes no sense. And I'm still trying to figure out what's going on in that area. Now, also, one thing this is basically just my own philosophy. One thing I notice about this program is they're trying to take advantage of individuals that maybe don't really interact with a lot of people. That's what they're trying to do, put people who don't really interact with a lot of people, who won't be able to give them any type of feedback or any type of report according to this program. Now, basically, the goal of it is to bring this individual down so low that they'll be by themselves, or eventually they'll be homeless and they won't have no job, and then eventually they'll end up committing either suicide, committing some type of crime, or either end up in jail or some type of mental institution. Now, with that being said, right, when you look at this, your downfall could end up making the state or the government a lot of money. Like, you just say, for instance, when an individual goes to jail, who's providing for that individual? The state or either the federal government. They're paying for you to be in jail. Now, I know a lot of jails out here are privately owned, so you got to also look at those individuals who have invested in the jail system. So they're the ones that's also going to be making money from this. Now, if you end up going to a mental institution, it's the same way. Somebody is going to end up making money off of you. Now, with this targeted individual program, throughout the whole time that you're on a program, the state, the government, whether it be federal, right, they're still bringing in a lot of monetary funds. So no matter what, if you end up committing suicide, if you end up going to jail, if you end up going to some mental institution, the state, the government, with federal, they're still making money off of you. The whole thing is for you to be producing some funds. Now, everybody is making money except you as a targeted individual. So everybody around you is getting paid except the person that's actually going through the torture, except the person that's actually going through the electronic weapons torture. Except the one that's going through the gang stalkers, the perpetrators, and the handlers. You're the one that's not making money. Now, this just basically shows that this program, basically, you're becoming a slave.